Hi there. So we've had a very good growing season this year for growing giant onions, and as you can see, they're quite a big size. The two biggest are the back one here and the next one along. So weather-wise this year, it's been very overcast. We haven't had a lot of hot days early on in the year. We had some quite hot days, but nothing like in previous years where we've had blistering hot sunshine. The weather this year has been pretty poor, but that is very good for growing giant onions. As I say, this year I've had grow lights over the top throughout, and they've been on at the start of the year for 24 hours a day for about 3 months of the first 3 months of the plant's life, and then mimicking daylight hours throughout the rest of the year. I have had some issues with the filters blocking on the dripper system, so the system I've been using is an air pot system with an RTA system, which RTA means run anywhere. The waste at the bottom here can run back to the tank or run to waste, but as far as systems go, it's a very useful system for growing with air pots and obviously growing giant onions. But as I say, it did block up a couple of times. Not the drippers, they've never blocked up, but it's got a filter. I don't know where I put the little filter, but it has got a little filter in the feeder. So I don't know whether it's called a spider or an octopus or whatever, but the part where the manifold, what puts out each of the drippers, has a filter in, and that can get blocked up if the tank doesn't stay clean or it does have some kind of algae in it. Things that will change for next year, I'll be using different lighting. I may trial a different system or a number of different systems. And one thing I will change about the tank, I'll be putting the tank outside. I'm tempted to get one of the new white flexi tanks. The white reflects the light, black keeps the moisture in and retains the temperature better. So I'll try a different tank. The one thing I have found beneficial this year is the pneumatic dripper system. So this regulates the pump which pumps the water through the system, and it in turn makes it automatic. And as you can see, the onions have benefited from it very well. So a very good bit of kit. There's a number of different kits out there, but it's trying to find the one that suits you best. So this one's worked really well. I will try a number of different systems next year, so hopefully we'll get a broader spectrum of what works best for growing giant onions. So size wise, this onion here is 29 inches around. It hasn't got the highest of necks, and this one here is also 29 inches around, but it does have a higher neck. So it'll be interesting to see which onion actually weighs more, the higher neck or the short stumping. They both got the same circumference around. This onion here on the front here is 27 inches, and I have got another one which is 28 inches on the back there. So I have struggled to get to the magic 30 inches, which is guesstimated to be around the 14-15 pound mark. So it'll be interesting to see what size these are when I get them out and weigh them. What's also going to be interesting is to actually see the benefit of the air pot system, the root pruning. So these pots have never dried out. They're grown in a number of different growing mediums. So this one here is grown in 70-30, so 70% cocoa, 30% perlite. The one over the back here is 70-30 cocoa, canna cocoa, and clay pebbles. So the one at the back there was grown in all mix. In fact, this one at the back here, it was grown in all mix, BioBiz all mix, and that did have a better start than the other plants. But then these ones caught it up, and that one actually slowed its growth down. So that one was a bit of an interesting one with the all mix, because all mix has nutrients in it. So it does have a slightly better start, but it's actually finished worse off. So that could be down to a number of different factors. The strain of the onion's different to the other ones, so yeah, there's a number of different things. As in all grown plants, there's a number of different factors which can change the end goal. So yeah, the world record onion grew to 32 inches around, so, and it had a very high neck. So 32 was what I was aiming for, and with the added grow lights over the top of it, I thought I could maximise the output of the plants. But as you say, a number of different factors can change the end result. So yeah, feeding wise, I've been using throughout the season, I get one here, I've been using Canna Cocoa A and B, and I've also been adding Canazyme, which cleans up the roots and helps keep the cocoa dry and just benefits the roots. And I've also been using Canna Tonic, just to benefit the root system. And everything like that seemed to have worked throughout the season. Also, I've been using Nano, which is a new product, Nano Silicon and Nano Iron. And as I say, all these products together have ended up with the end goal of a big onion plant. So I'm gonna get the scales, and I'm gonna weigh the onions. So we'll see what comes out. So first of all, I'm gonna get one of the onions out of the system. So the system's now turned off, and we'll open one up. So I'll unscrew the pot. Just unscrewing it. So these have been sitting in the pot since March. So April, May, June, July, August. So five and a half months. I'll just adjust the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. So with growing the giant onions, you need to keep the roots intact on the bottom of the plant. So it's just washed roots, and then when you take it to the show, normally they put it, I think it's a 6-inch a jig over the top of it, and then they cut the top off. So leave the tops on till you get to the show. The thing with growing giant onions, you can show them at multiple shows. So if you can keep them in good condition, and you've got a big onion, you can clean up all the way through the year with them. So I'm going to lift it out, and I can see already. I'll get the camera and I'll show you the root system on the plant, and you can see that it's benefited from being grown in an air pot. So you can see there that all of the little fibrous roots are being air pruned, and as I take it apart, you'll be able to see that what I have noticed, there's not a lot of surface feeding roots, but there is a lot of fine fibrous roots. You can see there, look at the roots on that. So you can see the tap root had grown down through a hole and then triggered it into starting to produce more fibrous roots. So yeah, air pot seems to have worked really well with growing the onions. So you can see at the bottom there, I did fill the bottoms with cocoa balls. So I need to keep as much of the root attached to the plant as possible. Obviously it adds to weight. So I'll get this sorted and then I'll get it weighed. Right, so I've now lifted the two biggest onions. That's one of them. And I've washed the roots. And here's the other. They don't feel like they've got much weight in. I'll be totally honest. I've whacked them in the bag, carrier bag, and I'll give them away. I'll bring it over to the camera so you can see. So put the thing on. Pop it on. That's set at 0. And we'll see what it weighs. So there we go. 10.5 pound. So after all the big effort, oh yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. I was hoping for more in the region of 14-15 pound with all the effort, but it's what happens on the day. All the egg grown big onions for to fall well short, so a bit disappointed, but can't win them all. So that's it. These will be going off to Bedlington Show. They're going to be nowhere near, but I'll just whack them in anyway and see what happens. There's going to be some big onions about this year, so looking forward to seeing them.